The Marvel Universe is pretty vast. Heroes and villains alike leap from the pages with incredible stories that capture the imagination. Yet, amidst these narratives, certain characters have stirred up more than just action-packed controversy due to their portrayals. And no, I'm not talking about Daniel Kibblesmith's New Warriors. We don't talk about that here. Welcome to A Marvelous Life. I'm Nashology, and today we're talking about a subject of the utmost importance. One that matters enough for you to click on this video in the first place. Today, we're diving into the top 3 most over-sexualized characters at Marvel Comics. And yes, I'm sure you all guessed them before I even finished that last sentence. We'll explore their origins, their evolution, and how their sexualization has impacted their characters and cultural significance. Feminists, hide your kids. We got some research to do.
Number 3, Black Cat.
First on our list is probably the most obvious, Felicia Hardy, better known as Black Cat. Making her first appearance in The Amazing Spider-Man number 194, Felicia has been prowling around the Marvel U since 1979. She was conceived as a femme fatale and a foil to our favorite web crawler. But most of all, she was created as the imaginary girlfriend we all wish we had.
My eyes are up here.
Okay, never mind. Right from the start, Black Cat's costume and demeanor were highly suggestive. Sporting a skin-tight suit and a flirtatious personality, Black Cat played into long-standing tropes that often link female power with sexuality, like what is often found in James Bond's numerous female counterparts. Highly sexual, incredibly alluring, but completely capable at breaking a man's heart with her hips.
Can't breathe!
Throughout her history, Black Cat's depiction has often emphasized her physical attributes, sometimes completely overshadowing her complex nature as a skilled thief with a troubled past. This emphasis has been fairly present over the preceding decades, with her constant sexuality and provocative nature defining her character and preventing her from breaking through the tired cliches that have held her from becoming an A-lister in the Marvel Universe. Controversially, in recent times, Felicia has been revealed as an LGBT character, forming romantic relationships with women in both the comics and the games. I did a YouTube short on this once, and judging by the comments, it wasn't accepted too well. But thankfully, as comics have evolved, so too has Black Cat's portrayal. Writers have attempted to reclaim her sexuality as a facet of her character, not just the defining one, allowing her skills, intellect, and emotional depth to steal the spotlight. A good example of this can be found in none other than Black Cat's first ever ongoing series in 2019, which highlights her complexity as she navigates her life of crime with a personal code of honor and loyalty. This is where Black Cat truly becomes A-list material.
Number 2, Emma Frost.
One of the most powerful telepaths in the Marvel Universe, there's few characters more sexualized than Emma Frost.
Damn!
The White Queen first graced the pages in Uncanny X-Men 129, all the way back in 1980. Right from the get-go, her presence was both intimidating, complex, and visually provocative. Many new readers might not know this, but Emma began her life in the Marvel U as a supervillain, as a member of the group, the Hellfire Club. They had the goal of world domination through manipulation of the world's financial markets. Her costume choices, often consisting of lingerie-like attire, coupled with her insane telepathic abilities, cemented Emma as a symbol of destruction and power. I mean, how the hell do you fight crime in this shit? And although her role through the X-Men narrative has evolved quite considerably over the years, her costumes also evolved. Or, I guess, devolved. And to make matters worse, in the mid-2000s, Emma began an emotional affair with Scott Summers, replacing longtime love interest Jean Grey.
This is scandalous.
Because obviously someone who looks like Emma has to be someone's love interest.
Back off, son! I saw it first.
While Emma Frost's overt sexualization has been a point of contention, it's also been a narrative tool, highlighting themes of control and the subversion of expectations. Eventually becoming one of the tried and true leaders of the X-Men, her character growth transformed her into a nuanced leader and mentor, with the character shown to be extremely protective over the students in her care. Yet, her sexualization remains a consistent element, reflecting both the character's agency and the industry's struggle with depictions of female characters. But don't let all of this fool you. Emma Frost is and will always be one of the best developed X-Men characters in the last 30 years. She's intimidating, a powerhouse, extremely protective of mutant rights, and she's super hot. What more could you possibly want?
Number 1. Mary Jane Watson.
Oh boy, here we go. Swinging into the spotlight in 1965 is none other than Mary Jane Watson, the girl who was fridged before fridging was even a thing. While not a superhero herself, MJ became an iconic figure in the Spideyverse, a supermodel, girl next door type that was used to highlight the personal growth of Peter Parker and his evolution away from his nerdy, introverted beginnings. Mary Jane's famous line,
"Face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot,"
hinted at a confident and vivacious personality that was matched by her glamorous appearance. Face it, from this moment on, you knew MJ would be kidnapped every 10 minutes or so. Over the years, her sexualization had more to do with her attitude and allure. She was a highly sought-after model and actress with an unmatched appeal in the Marvel Universe. But let's be honest, her physicality was still pretty sexualized, with artists often drawing MJ in a highly sexualized manner, with form-fitting and revealing clothing that emphasized her figure. She was both a damsel in distress and a recurring romantic prize for Peter Parker. Her kidnappings, endangerments, and personal traumas were frequent plot devices to add tension to Spider-Man's life and challenges. Mary Jane's own development sometimes took a back seat to the role she played in motivating and complicating Peter's journey as a superhero. This differs from both Black Cat and Emma Frost because in many ways, MJ didn't have a leg to stand on outside of Peter Parker's life. She was there to add flavor to his narrative. She wasn't going around beating up villains. She was just sort of there to, be hot. She was as much of a sex symbol as Marvel would allow in their stories, and her portrayal has contributed to a public perception that Mary Jane Watson was merely defined by her sex appeal than her strength and individuality as a character. But alas, things have changed. And in recent years, there has been a shift away from these depictions towards a more balanced portrayal. Writers and artists have worked to develop Mary Jane Watson as a fully realized character, focusing on her resilience, intelligence, and her own story arcs independent of Peter Parker, like when she made the sudden shift to an Iron Man supporting character in his 2015 series Invincible Iron Man. These changes reflect a broader trend in the industry towards more thoughtful and respectful representation of female characters. Well, either that, or the feminists are starting to win.
Sexuality has been a mainstay in the comic books pretty much since the beginning. As Marvel Comics continues to grow and diversify, the portrayals of Black Cat, Emma Frost, and MJ Watson serve as reminders of where the industry has been and where we have yet to go in the future. Simply put, characters grow and evolve, just like its readers do. Well, maybe not all of us. Let me know in the comment section below who you believe are the most over-sexualized characters in Marvel Comics. Till next time, I'm Nashology, and this is A Marvelous Life.